welcome into another episode as we get ready to revisit the world of Oz because of Wicked Part 1 and 2 hitting theaters and streaming and everything in between. It made me kind of go back and look at some of these movies that I have enjoyed as a kid or young adult, and then revisit them again and say, "Hey, look, is it holding up? Is it as good as I thought it was?" Now, we did talk about Return to Oz, which is on Disney Plus. It is a Disney movie you can check out for that one, and Disney does it again later on in 2013. As today, we're going to talk about Oz the Great and Powerful with James Franco and a pretty good cast. I'll get into my highs and lows, and then we'll go ahead and rate it, and maybe even the conversation of where and how does this fit into the story of the Wizard of Oz. Now, before we get into that, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more here at the Critics Collective. Now, what it says about this is a small time musician is swept away to an enchanted land and is forced into a power struggle among three witches. That does a really good job of not spoiling anything. Maybe the three witch part not needed, but I guess I could see for the idea of selling it, marketing it, the world of Oz. And then if you know the world of Oz, you kind of know who the witches are. But anyways, um, this is directed by Sam Raimi, if I'm saying his name correctly. He did Spider-Man and a bunch of other movies. This is at the time where Disney is looking for that Pirates of the Caribbean money. You know what I mean? And they were buying up or reusing a lot of old IPs, which unfortunately is in a foreshadowing 10 plus years later. Disney continues to do the same thing, and you don't have the original organic even if it was kind of low ball or Lion King. Point blank, it seems creatively it's not the same at Disney. And maybe it'll be an unpopular opinion, but with that being said, for this one, the lows, I felt it was cheesy, not in a good way. It was cheesy, like it's 2013. I was hoping like a more, I guess, more sophisticated script, something that didn't play on the intelligence of other people, if you know what I mean. The cheesy part, another cheesy part was the green screen or special effects. I felt like it was so blatantly fake, but not in an artistic way. Similar to Disney's Wish that came out years later. That's a cartoon, but the animation and the stop animation in a way just had a disconnect, and it was one of the things that people saw in the trailer or in the movie, and it wasn't received well. Versus the Spider-Man television show that you have on Disney Plus and the movie that you have, both animation, both styles are appreciated respectfully for their own. The Maybe it was just me. I felt like the storyline and the story was just so half-assed. It was like these three witches want James Franco, the wizard, so fucking bad. They're willing to make horrible fucking choices. And then I'm like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just looking at it as empathetic guy, right? But no, the majority of the story is very centered around men being completely right on everything, never wrong and never called out for shit. And that's just wild. What goes into the interesting thing is Franco is playing this person in this story in this script. And then what the fuck allegedly happens in the future just kind of sets this in stone. Um, and then the other thing is it pales in comparison to some of the other, not only just Disney properties, but you had Alice in Wonderland with Johnny Depp that was over $1 billion. Okay. And you saw that work, and this didn't work. Now, there are some people going to swear by this movie and it's a cult classic. I don't know what culture you're in. I don't know what you're sipping on, but a lot of people do not like this movie. They do not talk about this movie. Now, maybe you liked it when you first watched it based on what's there, but you pair this motherfucker up against Wicked Part 1 or Part 2. It just ain't it. You can go back and read the book Wicked. Please disclaimer, that book has trigger warnings all over it. I read it a long time ago, and the musical takes elements from it, but it ain't the same shit. So I'm just letting you know right now, it's damn near a Diddy party. Everybody getting oiled up. All right. So with that being said, before we go and rate it, the good stuff. There are some good things about it. I did like the cast. I like the direction. The music is good in this. The cast is good. The music is good. Unfortunately, the fashion is good too. The script lets us down. And then the idea is, instead of you getting Dorothy's perspective from the 1940s movie or 1939 movie Wizard of Oz, instead of you getting um, kind of the middle away, sharing the stage, Galinda and I was about to call her Evil Boy, whatever from The Wiz, but you get those Alpha, you get both of those perspectives. This gives you the perspective of the wizard, right? How did the wizard come to be? How did he create Emerald City? How did he create all these things that these movies take kind of nod to? And there are so many books that give the idea of the wizard's perspective, yet this falls flat. And with that being said, once again, like I said, hey, it's time to rate this. We rate here from a 0 to a 5, 5 being excellent and then zero being just horrible, just horrible. And if you're watching this, maybe you saw Wicked 1 or 2, maybe you saw the musical on Broadway or some iteration after, maybe you saw The Wiz or the original Wizard of Oz and the multicolored horses that were actually painted with vegetable oil. I believe it was point blank, it was safe. So Peter doesn't have to come from anybody. It was safe for the horses. And I did want that nod in Wicked, and I didn't get that fucking nod. I felt some type of way about it, but I did see the nail salon hand thing that I felt like was from In the Heights. That's just me. That's just me. Don't tell Lynn, but that's just me. Anyways, I'm gonna rate this a 2. It wasn't enough to be average. I think Disney spent some money on this. I don't even know how much money on it, but I think they spent some money on this, and it didn't return that money back. There's a rumor that a sequel was ready to go, script and everything, and that didn't work. So for everybody saying it's a cheesy, romantic, into the Oz universe, and I love it, you love it, love yours. Put in the comments, hit the subscribe button, notification bells on. Put in the comments, did you like it? Is there another movie or show from Oz that we should check out? And I will go watch that Oz, even though it's not the same. But at the end of the day, you could have been anywhere in the world. And my name is Ron, and you chose to be here with us, the Critics Collective, and I appreciate that. Until next time, have a wonderful day.